So alright guys, today we're back out here working on this 84 944. So alright guys, I'm going to continue putting this engine together, and I'm going to start by installing the cam tower. Alright, so before I put the cam tower back on, I need to drill out this hex head bolt that someone's put in here. So I'll get this out and hopefully I can get the cam tower back on tomorrow. So alright, once you have the head of the bolt drilled out, then you can go ahead and remove this here. And you can take what's left of the bolt and spin it out by hand. Now I'll be able to remove this sprocket and replace the seals back in here. And when I put everything back together, I'll replace that bolt with this one here. So alright, now that I have that bolt drilled out, I want to go ahead and install the cam tower today. But before I do that, I need to install the headers. Alright, I now have the headers on, so next I'll install the cam tower. So alright, before I install a cam tower, I always make sure that I push on every one of these lifters to make sure that they're still firm. So alright, I was installing the cam tower when I thought I'd stop and show you guys this. I didn't notice this last night when I got the bolt out, but you can see here that the woodruff key is damaged, and the only way that could have happened was someone just randomly threw this on and then bolted it down. So this car probably didn't run that well, and on top of that, they've destroyed the woodruff key and this part here. Alright, the cam tower is now on, so I'll go ahead and replace the cam seals. So alright, last night I got the cam tower back on and everything resealed. I also got the air oil separator back on, and the only thing that's really holding me up now are these broken studs here. And I went and talked to my local machine shop and asked them for some help, and they gave me an extractor set that should help. So I asked my local machine shop if they'd be willing to come out and help me extract these broken studs, but unfortunately they weren't able to. They did lend me this extractor set though, so hopefully this is going to work. Basically, you're going to use an old water pump like this, and then you have an insert, and you're just going to put it down into the hole that has the broken stud. Then you're going to take a bit, and this is going to make sure that you drill out only the center of that stud, and this shouldn't damage the threads in the block. So alright, here's the setup. I got an old water pump here, and it's bolted down in a few places to keep it from moving around. Now to line this up, what you're going to do is use this insert and put it down in here, and as you're bolting it up, you're going to wiggle this around to make sure that that beveled edge lines everything up. So alright guys, I spent yesterday trying to extract these broken studs that were in the block, and I was able to get this one out without too much problem. And normally I can do this as long as you get it in there straight. It isn't too bad, but this one here I had a huge problem with. I kept breaking my bits and I couldn't get anything to go right. And I found out that it was actually a broken drill bit down in there, and as you may recall, we tried welding to it and we couldn't get the weld to stick, and that's probably why. So anyway, there is a huge mess back down in that block, and I just came to the conclusion that I should leave it alone. I like to do things right, but you also have to know when you have to stop before you make things work. Alright, this evening I want to get the power steering pump put back in, but before I can do that I need to replace this power steering hose. Alright, last night I got the new power steering hose on. I also installed the lower balance shaft cap, and the power steering pump's now on. Today I'm going to install the new water pump, which I have in this box here. Alright, I got the new water pump on, and I added a thin layer of Hylamar around the gasket just to make sure it doesn't leak right there where that missing bolt is. Now the bolt was missing before and it didn't leak, so I don't really think it'd be an issue. And many times I don't like to use this stuff just because the gasket works well enough. But, you know, as long as you don't cake it on, there's nothing wrong with it. And there's many times that I've had to replace gaskets because they've broken, and I wish that I'd just used this stuff to begin with. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the thermostat in now, and I really wish that I could fix this correctly. If I had my way, I'd pull the engine and just have the machine shop fix this up, but as you know, that would be rather expensive. And I just spoke with the owner, and he sent me an email and said that this was fine, and you know, it is the way it was before, so I can only do what I can. Alright, I've got the rear belt cover and the balance shaft sprockets on now. You may recall that this engine didn't have a belt cover, so I've replaced it. And over here I also have brand new belts and rollers, but before I can put those on, I'm actually waiting for a new cam key to come in. And you may recall that this one was damaged, but it's much worse than I thought. I'll go ahead and show it to you. So when it was in the cam, all you could see was the top there, but you can see someone has utterly destroyed it. So as soon as I get that in, I'll be able to install the new belts and rollers. So alright, as I mentioned, I'm just waiting for a cam key before I can put the belts back on. And in the meantime, I thought I'd go ahead and hook all the vacuum lines up and put the intake on. I have most of the wiring and vacuum lines connected now. I also cleaned up the cam tower. So next I'll start installing the intake. Alright, I got the intake cleaned up now, and you can see my new gaskets here. I just need to connect a few more things and I'll be ready to bolt it in. Alright, last night I didn't get a chance to put the intake back on. I actually needed to take the flywheel lock off another car and put it back on this one so that way I can install the crank sprocket. So I'm going to do that today. And before I put the intake on permanently, I want to make sure that I've got all the wiring and vacuum hoses cleaned up back here. You can see that there's some electrical tape on the oxygen sensor wire. So I want to make sure that everything's in perfect shape before I bolt this down. Alright, I've got the electrical tape off the wire now, and you can see it's a mess. Looks like someone spliced it here to replace this end, so I'm gonna have to clean all this up, and I'll put some heat shrink over all this. Alright, I got the oxygen sensor wiring cleaned up now. I replaced that electrical tape with heat shrink so it looks nice and tidy now. I also got all the vacuum lines on, but before I install the intake, I thought I'd go ahead and clean up some more of this wiring. You can see this here. Someone has cut this in half and replaced it with red and black wires. I'm going to be removing this and soldering in some brand new wires that are the same colors and matching sleeves. And here's the new wires at the oil pressure sender. Alright, I've got everything ready now, so I'm going to go ahead and install the intake. Alright, I got the intake back on. You may even remember when I removed this intake that it had some mismatched bolts. I've replaced those as well, so everything's coming together nicely. Alright guys, today I got some new parts in for this car. I ordered some cam keys and I ordered some radiator mounts. I tried to find a spare cam key, but the only one that I had was chewed up just as bad as the one that was on this car, so I went ahead and ordered some extras here. So this is how they should look. And here's my spare. And I think I actually have the one that came off this car sitting over here. I do, here it is. So this is the one that came off the car. You see how bad it looks. So, let me get this in. So anyway, this car has been very time consuming since nothing wants to go right. They had this side of the radiator zip tied in place since the mount was missing. I bought new mounts to install, but there's something keeping the radiator from going back to where I can install the mount. So I'm not going to worry about this right now, since I do have to do a lot of electrical work down there. So for now, I'm just going to move on and go ahead and install the injectors. So I was getting ready to install the injectors, and I don't know if you can see down in there, but that looks like a ton of rust and varnish. See, this one's clogged up completely, but it's all down there in the rail. Hopefully you can see that. And if I try and run this engine with all that crud down in there, it's just going to clog these injectors up again. So I'm probably going to have to pull the fuel rail and make sure I get all of that cleaned out. So alright, I've got my flashlight out now, and as you can see, that one's completely clogged up, but they all have trash down in there. And if I don't get that out, then it's just going to be a big mess the second I start this car up. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to pull the fuel rail here and soak it in some acetone, and hopefully that'll get all that stuff out of there. So alright, I got the fuel rail cleaned out now. I'm hoping to get it back on this evening, as well as the new spark plugs and the belts. So alright, I got the fuel rail cleaned up and the injectors installed now. A lot of gunk came pouring out of it, but I think it's going to be fine now, so I'm going to go ahead and get the fuel rail put on. Alright, last night I got the fuel rail and the new spark plugs in. Today I'm going to be installing the belts and the distributor cap. Alright, I've got the new belts and rollers on. Next I'm going to install the distributor cap. Alright, I got the distributor cap on now, and this is actually a new one that he had in the car. I was going to try and reuse this one first since it looked to be in really good condition, but unfortunately this bottom clip here is bent and it just won't go on. So anyway, I got a new distributor on here, and next I'm going to install the spark plug wires. Alright, spark plug wires are on and the fuel injectors are plugged in. Next I'll get the belt cover on and we'll just about be done with this engine. So alright, I've got the belt cover on now, and that's just about going to do it for this video. I plan to have more videos up shortly. I've just been really tied up lately and I haven't had any time to edit any videos. But anyway guys, come join us on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description below, and also want to thank everyone who supports this channel on Patreon, since these videos wouldn't be possible without you. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it and we'll see you next time.